Hello, welcome everyone. This is the first time I'm doing this kind of a communication. Seems interesting and funny, but it's nice. It's nice. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. Great. So let's start. Have you Octo? We started Octo and building Octo as a product. It's mainly a wallet product, and we started developing this around a year back. And in last 1 year, roughly 50 engineers have put in their hard work to make this happen. And right now, we are India's leading wallet, and we are expanding globally at a rapid pace. Octo, CoinDCX is India's largest centralized exchange, and Octo is a part of the organization, the CoinDCX. And yesterday we announced Octo's wallet SDK, which and put it in the alpha phase. And today we are doing a hackathon, so a lot of pressure on the developers. It's it's very tight schedule. The developers have been awake since last few nights, but it's going great. So let me just cover. Let me just cover what are the current challenges in the wallet ecosystem and how are we addressing them. The wallet, of course, is a gateway to the entire blockchain ecosystem. The CeFi exchanges, on the one hand, give you exposure to the asset classes and let people invest in crypto. But if you want to use blockchain-based applications, then the only way is to have a wallet and access the smart contracts via the wallets. Now, it's also a fact that most of the customers access internet with their mobile phones and on the mobile applications, mobile apps. So blockchain-based applications also will be accessed via the mobile apps. Currently, most of the dApps we see are on the web browser, but that's not how most of the people, billions of people, whom the industry, as an industry, we are going to onboard. That's not how they will use it. Most of the blockchain applications will be used via mobile apps. That's the future. That is how we have seen the evolution of internet itself. First, it started with mobile, started with web browsers, but now it's all mobile apps. So Octo's mission is also to enable that, adoption of blockchain on the mobile apps. So with that in mind, when you develop a blockchain-based dApp on the mobile app, it is currently, with the current technology stack, it's almost impossible, because you have to go via the connect wallet route. Any dApp that I am using, I always, if I have MetaMask as a wallet, I have to go and connect wallet, and then anytime I perform a transaction, it goes back to my MetaMask, and then I have to click on sign, first approve, and then sign. Then I'll go again back to my main application, and 50% of the time it just fails. So it's a huge bottleneck for the mass adoption. With Octo's wallet SDK, this goes away. You just add the SDK on the wallet, on the mobile app, and this signing, just becomes a click of a button right then and there within your application, and there is no hops involved. So that is a breakthrough which we have achieved using two technologies: account abstraction, with which we create session keys, and that is how we deliver this value. And second is multi-party computation, which we use for the private key management and its security. So Octo's SDK is the way for mass adoption in India and otherwise. And most of the companies will end up using this kind of a product if they want to build on top of blockchain. Moving on. So I've covered all of these. Now, as a developer, if you are using an SDK, one of the important things is once the customer interacts with the SDK, once the customer interacts with the wallet, how is the customer funnel happening? As a company, if I'm adding any SDK in my app, I need to understand the customer behavior when the customers are interacting with that SDK. It's super important. For example, we added a payment gateway. Now customer goes on the payment gateway screen. Now, how many people dropped on the first screen of payment gateway? How many people dropped on the KYC screen? How many people were, completed the payment gateway? And all of these things as a company, if I am adding any SDK into my app, I need to know all of these stats, So that's one of the problems that we have solved. If anyone integrates Okto's wallet SDK, then you have a complete visibility of how the customer is behaving when interacting with the Okto wallet. So that's and of course, and then there are a lot of things like quests and reward centers. So it's a package. I'll not go into details of everything, but this is one of the key highlights when it comes to customer experience. And for developers, currently it takes 2 months to add such a powerful wallet, on any mobile application. With Okto, we have tried that any mobile application can connect to blockchain and have a wallet within just a day. So it requires just one developer, and any company can become Web3, from Web 2 to Web3 in a matter of just 1 day. That's a huge value proposition, and this alone it reduces the barrier, for the entire internet-based economy to start using the power of blockchain. And when you reduce this entry barrier, this becomes a very powerful thing. So that's what we have done for developers, and there are entire suite of products like cross-chain bridges, trading APIs, and so on and so forth. So I'll now hand over to Asad for going into some more technical details of how to implement the SDK within a mobile app. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Neeraj. This was basically our product in terms of overall what Okto SDK is going to give for developers and for the users. When we talk about the wallet, Okto wallet tech stack is briefly divided into multiple layers. One is a security layer, one is a wallet layer, and the one is an interaction layer. The interaction layer basically enables you to do all the interactions and abstracts out the details of cross-chain liquidity aggregation, bridging, paymaster, gasless, or any tokenomics interaction. Any interaction that happens on Okto SDK goes through a risk layer, which basically gives multi-factor authentication and custom validation in terms of smart contract wallets, so that we basically safeguard the user from any malicious activity. And as a wallet layer itself, which sits on tops of all non-EVM and EVM chains. The architecture is pretty simple. The dApps will be interacting with the Okto platform. We are giving Okto SDK in Android as of now. By tomorrow morning, we'll be also launching our web APIs as well. And internally, the platform interacts with the account abstraction wallet, to which the primary Okto wallet or the Okto app will be also interacting with. Let me just briefly go down into the nitty-gritties of the SDK itself. So we have a documentation available in docs.okto.tech. It gives you a basic starting guidelines of how you can start and integrate your wallet in less than 10 minutes. For any developer who is building on top of it, we have also given a sample application on our GitHub account as well, which is also mentioned on the documents itself. So to start off with, what you have to do is you have to basically integrate your Maven repos. This is interacting with our internal packages that we have built. The binaries we have hosted on GitHub, you can directly use our credentials that we've given, or you can even create your own access token using GitHub developer profiles, and it will now allow you to interact with our packages. The dependencies that you have to add 2 dependencies. One is a Flutter dependency on your Android app. The other one is the base Okto wallet directly. If your app is already using a Flutter activity, which is anything that Flutter app will open on top of your Android app, you can add that activity. You can skip this part. Otherwise, you can add this activity in your Android manifest, and it will basically make your wallet work. Now, when we talk about Okto Wallet itself, it is bunch of classes that you have to use. The base class is Okto Wallet. You can initialize the Okto Wallet using your API key. In order for you to get the API key, there's a type form in the docs. You can request API key in the docs, and we'll send it over you on mail or Discord. Once you have initialized your Okto Wallet, next you have to do is authenticate. So the first factor of authentication that you're using in Okto Wallet is Google Auth. So when your user will be using sign in with Google, they will be getting ID token in return. You can use that ID token, pass that ID token directly to authenticate. In our sample app, we have already given you an activity which enables you to directly use Google login. If you have your own version of Google login, you can directly use that, pass the ID token to the wallet, and this will basically create an Okto wallet for your user on our servers. An account abstraction wallet will be created on Polygon testnet, and the result, basically an address or the wallet address, will be returned on which you can interact with. The basic call that we have given as of now is transfer funds and the get portfolio. Transfer funds allows you to transfer any ERC20 or native token from your users to a recipient wallet without any need of signing, because it is being managed internally by the Okto wallet and the platform. You can get the portfolio details using the get portfolio endpoint. You will get entire NFT portfolio and the token portfolio of the users, including the INR values for the user. In order for you to help in OAuth to ID token verification, we have given you the steps as well that you can use. It's pretty simple. You just need to go to your dashboard, the Google dashboard, and there you will be getting an ID token in return. And basically, this is the basic dashboard. You exchange the ID token, and you will be getting an ID token. You can use that directly in your app itself. This is the Okto wallet. I'll just briefly walk you through over the app itself, which is available at open source application. What we are basically doing is we are initializing Okto wallet in the main application initiation. Once it is initiated, the main activity is where you can start adding your functionality. You can start adding your UX on top of it. And this is internally basically calling all the functionalities. First one is ID token. You can, if for the sake of hackathon, if you're not able to log in or you're not able to initiate sign in with Google, what you can do is you can go to your developer profile, get ID token, hardcode ID token here, or maybe take it as an input from the user itself, and just bypass the authentication flow, and you can directly use the wallet SDK. Once you have authenticated the SDK, it creates a wallet, and if an wallet already exists, it will return the address itself. Post that, we have added multiple functionalities. These are buttons that you can use on top of it, which basically gives you an idea about what functionality the Okto wallet has. One that I have already discussed is transfer funds. You need to basically give the token address on which you want to, which ERC20 or native you're interacting with. For native, you can just leave it as empty. We'll take it as a native value. And you can give the recipient address as well as the quantity in decimals, 0.001. You don't have to worry about way or GOA conversion. And we will return your job ID, and which internally publishes the job, manages the transaction. If it drops, we retry it again. And once everything is completed, we will give you the complete transaction hash in your job status API. We are also giving you raw transaction API, which will allow you to interact with any other dApp or any NFT, any dApp that you are yourself building using the SDK. So as any EVM transaction goes, you just need to pass on 2 data value fields, and using those values, you will be able to interact with the Okto wallet on Polygon Mumbai on any dApp that is possible. Same lifecycle goes. You will get a job ID, you can monitor the status, get a transaction hash in return, and that's it. As you can see, you don't have to interact with any APIs regarding your portfolio, any RPC endpoints. You don't have to interact with any third-party tools like account abstraction builders or libraries. It's pretty straightforward. 6 APIs, 6 SDK calls, and you'll be able to do all the interaction that is possible. This is the Okto SDK in general. We will be also giving you the Okto SDK APIs. This internally is calling an API. There's nothing, SDK is just a wrapper over it. By tomorrow morning, you'll be having APIs as well. So if you're building on web apps, you can directly use it. One of our participants, as Neeraj also mentioned, that we are in alpha stage right now, and we are very closely working with the devs to make it happen. We are given 2 track prize for the problem statement. The first track prize is building a full-fledged app which has good UX, good user base, good user strategy as well, what they want to engage users with. And for them, what we are expecting is they're able to interact, they're able to create a wallet, they're able to perform basic token transfer, and they're able to host a dApp and also interact with it using the raw transaction endpoint, basically utilizing the whole full-fledged Web3 experience. For people who are beginners, they are just starting out, what they can use is they can basically, for the second track price, they can use the creation of wallet and basic token transfer endpoint to even make a good Web 2.5 dApp that exists out there. If you want Web APIs, we will be also building up on top of Web APIs, and we will be also giving sponsorship transactions. So you don't have to worry about gas even in testnet. We have sponsored gas payment, so your transaction will go through even if the user does not have any Matic. So that's it. People with Okto T-shirt will be roaming around the entire hackathon, and our devs are actively working with you guys alongside. If you have any difficulties, any issues, you can reach out to us 24/7, and we'll be working on top of it and resolving it as we go. Thank you guys. If you have any doubts, we can have Q&A.